they say the gospel came later to Cambodia than to other Southeast Asia countries. And so part of the reason for that is that Cambodia for nearly 100 years was under French control, and the French just didn't want foreign missionaries in, as opposed to India where the Careys were at, and then the next country over, Burma, and then the next country, Thailand. But then Cambodia, the border, it was difficult for missionaries because of the French just not granting them access. So in one sense, we would say missions is newer in Cambodia. There was some Christian Missionary Alliance missionaries that came in the 1920s. They translated the New Testament, published by the 30s, published the whole Bible by 1953. But then through the 60s and 70s, there was just this instability in the country of Cambodia. There was, in 65, an anti-American crusade that forced foreign missionaries to withdraw. Then in 1970, a pro-American regime came about, and American missionaries were able to get back in. Students of history might know what happened from 1975 to 1979 in Cambodia, and that is with the horrific Khmer Rouge under Pol Pot. And he took over in 75, forcing missionaries to make a very disheartened, reluctant exodus. The persecution under him was savage. 90% of Christians and all Christian leaders were either martyred or left the country. Pol Pot, of course, with his soldiers, forced people out of the cities into these collective farms, trying to create this agrarian utopia. And he killed anyone who had dealings with foreign countries. He killed the educated. Some were killed just for the modern invention of wearing glasses. So for those 4 years, Cambodia was under his control. Then in 79, of course, he was deposed. I believe the Vietnamese came in, and there was 10 years of kind of ups and downs. But then in the early 90s, basically there was granted a sense of freedom of religion. In a sense, for Cambodia, they were granted the right to practice Baptist missions. And so we find through the 90s, Baptist mission works springing up in different parts of the country. Jennifer and I were blessed to be just this past weekend with Eli and Marilyn Schrock, who have Victory Baptist Church in Siem Reap, Cambodia. It was their church's anniversary. And boy, there we saw the Schrocks ministering to people in the Khmer language. We heard Sok Wei preach a impassioned evangelistic message to the people. We heard the church sing the good old hymns vibrantly. We saw ladies get together and prepare a huge meal for those that came to the service. And we saw the young men of the church setting up chairs and moving chairs and setting up tables and doing a work for the Lord. They're just serving the Lord with joy in that ministry. Cambodia, really an open mission field, 17 million people, and a great opportunity to serve the Lord in that country, and trust that we pray for the missionaries that are there and the future of missions in that country as well.